who, the what, the why, and the how digital marketing is going to be helpful for you as a personal brand or for your company that you either own or that you work for. So let's go ahead and get started and talk about the things that we want to be able to make sure we let you guys know. Now, a lot of you guys who are joining us for the first time probably don't even have a single clue what digital marketing is, and that's the main goal of this training, is to really solidify and share with you guys why it is such an unnecessary thing for you to be able to have for yourself or for your company. So the first question always gets asked is, what really is digital marketing? Now, just to let you guys know, digital marketing encompasses all marketing efforts that use what we call electronic devices, like in your laptop, your iPad, your phone as well, or just pretty much mainly using the internet. Now, businesses leverage digital channels such as search engines, like for example, Bing, Google, for example, social media, which is like your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, your email, and also, of course, your websites to be able to connect with current and prospective customers. Now, a seasoned inbound marketer might say this, that inbound marketing and digital marketing are virtually the same thing. But let me share this with you guys. There are some minor differences, and conversations with marketers and business owners in the US, the UK, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, what happened is we've learned a lot about how those small differences are being observed across the world. So, what is the role of digital marketing to a company really? Well, now let's talk about while traditional marketing might exist in print ads, phone communication, or physical marketing, digital marketing, on the other hand, can occur electronically and online. This means that there are far more possibilities for brands to reach customers, including your email, video, social media, and other search engines. At this stage, digital marketing is vital for your business, for your brand awareness. It seems like every other brand has a website, and if they don't, they at least have a social media presence or a digital ad strategy. Digital content and marketing is so common that consumers right now expect and rely on it as a way to learn about brands. Keeping the story short, to be competitive as a business owner, as a company, as a personal brand, you will need to embrace some aspects of digital marketing. Because digital marketing has so many options and strategies that is associated with it. You can get creative and experiment with a variety of marketing tactics on a particular budget. So with digital marketing, you can also use tools like analytics, dashboards to be able to monitor the success and the ROI, or the return of investment of your campaigns, more than you could with a traditional promotional content such as a billboard or even a print ad. Just think about it. If you go ahead and put a print ad like in the newspaper or a magazine, now those people can literally say, well, we distributed 1 million of these magazines, or we distributed 100,000 of these newspapers. But the question is, can we understand, did the person who bought that paper actually read through and found our ad and actually looked at our ad? When was the last time that you actually opened up page 75 in a newspaper and looked at a particular ad? Can you remember the ad that was there? Actually, here's a thought. When was the last time you actually opened up a newspaper? When was the last time you opened up a magazine? And looking at the magazine, try to remember that last time you opened up that magazine. Try to remember 2 different ads that was placed in that magazine. More than likely, you won't be able to. So we need to be able to make sure that we pay attention to that and understand it as well. So the next question we want to ask is, how does a business define digital marketing? So digital marketing is defined by the use of numerous digital tactics and channels to connect with customers or consumers, where they spend much of their time online nowadays. From the website itself to the business's online branding assets, such as digital advertising, email marketing, online brochures, and beyond, there's a wide spectrum of tactics that fall under the umbrella of digital marketing. The best of the best digital marketers have this clear picture of how each digital marketing campaign support their overarching goals. And depending on the goals of their marketing strategy, marketers can support a larger campaign through the free and paid channels at their disposal. So a content marketer, for example, can create a series of blog posts that serve to generate leads from a new ebook the business recently created. The company's social media marketer might then help promote these blog posts through paid and organic posts on the business's social media accounts. Or perhaps the email marketer creates an email campaign to send those who download the ebook more information on the company. We will talk more about these specific digital marketers in a minute. So let's talk about the types of digital marketing. And there's pretty much 11 of them that we want to be able to talk about. So here is pretty much a quick rundown of some of the most common digital marketing tactics and the channels involved in each one of these. You have your what we call the SEO, which is search engine optimization, right? This is the process of optimizing your website to actually rank higher in search engines like Google or Bing. Thereby, it increases the amount of organic or free traffic to your website. The channels that benefit from SEO include websites, blogs, and infographics. Now, there are a number of ways to approach SEO in order to generate qualified traffic to your websites. Now, this will include what we call on-page SEO, off-page SEO, and technical SEO. Because we want to be able to understand that when we just talk about SEO, there's 3 different types. And most people sometimes only concentrate on just one or the other, when you should actually be concentrating on all 3 to be able to have the right tactic and strategy for your search engine optimization. So let's talk about on-page SEO. This type of SEO focuses on all of the content that exists on the page. When looking at a website by researching keywords for their search volume and intent, also known as meaning, you can answer questions for readers and rank a lot higher on the search engine results, or what we call SERPs or SERPs, those questions that produce. When we talk about off-page SEO, this is the type of SEO focuses on all of the activity that takes place off the page when looking to optimize your website. So, what activity not on my website could affect my ranking, you might ask, right? The answer is inbound links, also known as backlinks. The number of publishers that actually link to you and the relative authority of those publishers affect how highly you rank for the keywords you are about or that you care about. By networking with other publishers, writing guest posts on their websites, and then linking it back to your website and generating external attention, you can earn the backlinks you need to move your website up a little higher on the ranking. Now let's talk about technical SEO. This type of SEO focuses on the back end of your website and how your pages are coded. Image compressions, structured data, CSS file optimizations are all forms of technical SEO that can increase your website's loading speed. An important ranking factor in the eyes of search engines like Google. Now let's talk about content marketing. This term denotes the creation and also the promotion of content assets for the purpose of generating brand awareness, your traffic growth, your lead generation, and customers. The channels that can play a part in your content marketing strategies includes your blog posts, your ebooks or white papers, or your infographics. All right. So like blog posts, writing and publishing articles on a company's blog helps you demonstrate your industry's expertise and generates what we call organic search traffic for your business. This ultimately gives you more opportunities to convert website visitors into leads for your sales teams. Ebooks, for example, what you can do on this is allows you to exchange content for readers' contact information, generating leads for your company and moving people through the whole buyer's journey. So when we talk about infographics, I'm sure that you guys have probably at one point seen an infographic. Readers want to show you, or want you to show actually, not to tell, right? Show me the proof. Don't just tell me something, show me. Infographics are a form of visual content that helps website visitors kind of visualize a concept you want to help them learn. Moving on to social media marketing, which is number 3. This practice promotes your brand and your content on social media to increase brand awareness, drive traffic, and generate leads for your business. The channels that you can use in social media marketing can include Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, TikTok. Those are a few of the famous social media sites, but there's also more that's coming about. If you're new to social platforms, you can use tools like, pretty much later to be able to help you post things to make it a lot easier. You can connect to LinkedIn, Facebook, just in one place. So you don't even need to post in Facebook, post in Instagram. You can use like later.com, for example, and all of a sudden create a strategy and they post automatically to all the different sites, the different social media sites that you have. Moving on to number 4, which is pay-per-click, also known as PPC. PPC is a method of driving traffic to your websites by paying a publisher every time your ad is clicked. One of the most common types of PPC or pay-per-click is pretty much what we call Google Ads, which allows you to pay for top slots on Google's search engine results per click. So these are the things when you go to Google, for example, and you search for something, the first 3 searches is typically an ad, means that person is paying money to be able to position themselves in the top of a search, right? You can definitely see that most of the time with the word ADS for ads. Now, paid ads on Facebook is another way to also do pay-per-clicks. Here, users can pay to customize a video, image post, or a slideshow, which Facebook will publish to the newsfeed of people who match your business's audience. There's also Twitter ad campaigns, and there's even sponsored messages on LinkedIn as well. Let's now talk about affiliate marketing, which is number 5. This is a type of performance-based advertising where you receive commissions for promoting someone else's product or services on your website. Affiliate marketing channels include hosting video ads through the YouTube Partnership Program or posting affiliate links from your social media accounts. Number 6 is what we call native advertising. So native advertising refers to advertisements that are primarily content-led and featured on a platform alongside others or non-paid content. BuzzFeed, for example, you have BuzzFeed sponsored posts are a good example, but many people also consider social media advertising to be kind of native as well. So you can also think about it that way. Number 7 is marketing automation. So when we talk about marketing automation, it refers to the software that serves to automate your basic marketing operations. Many marketing departments can automate repetitive tasks they would other do manually, as such as email newsletters, social media post scheduling, lead nurturing workflows, and even campaign tracking and reporting as well. Number 8 is what we call email marketing. Companies use email or email marketing as a way for communicating with their audience. Email is often used to promote content, discounts, and events, as well as to direct people towards the business's website. The type of emails you might send in an email marketing campaign can include a blog subscription newsletter, follow-up emails to website visitors, customer welcome emails, holiday promotions to loyalty program, and also as tips or similar series emails for customer nurturing. That's another way to do that for email marketing. Moving on to number 9, which is online PR or public relations, right? Online PR is the practice of securing earned online coverage with digital publications, blogs, and other content-based websites. It's much like a traditional PR, but in the online space. The channels, for example, that you can use to maximize your PR efforts would include reporter outreach via social media. Talking to, for example, journalists on Twitter, for example, is a great way to develop a relationship with the press that produces earned media opportunities for your company. You can also do engaging online reviews of your company. For example, when someone reviews your company online, whether that review is good or bad, your instinct might be not to touch it. On the contrary, engaging company reviews helps you humanize your brand and deliver powerful messages that actually protects your own reputation. There's also what we call engaging comments on your personal website or your blog. Similar to the way you'd respond to reviews of your company, responding to the people who are reading your content or watching your content is the best way to generate productive conversations around your industry. Let's move on to number 10. Number 10 is inbound marketing, right? So inbound marketing refers to marketing methodology wherein you attract, you engage, and you delight customers at every stage of the buyer's journey. You can use every digital marketing tactics that we actually listed and we talked about throughout an inbound marketing strategy. It's to create a customer experience that works with the customer, not against them, guys. So let's share some classic examples of inbound marketing versus traditional marketing. So you have blogging, which is inbound marketing versus pop-up ads, right? So blogging is your inbound marketing, and then your blogging is your traditional. You have video marketing, whereas versus your commercial advertising. Then you have email contact list versus email spam. Okay, so that's a way to kind of look at that more. Now, let's move on to sponsored content, right? So with sponsored content, you as a brand, as a company, as a person, will pay other companies or other people to create and promote content that discusses your brand or service in some way. One popular type of sponsored content is influencer marketing. Just imagine when you went through your feed sometime, or you maybe you watched a video and you have this person who's doing makeup tutorials and she is talking about a particular product that she's using. There is a high chance, if she is influencer status, is that a company is paying her or maybe giving her some free products to talk about their products and services. So another type of sponsored content could be a blog post or article that is written to highlight a topic, a service, or even a brand. So those are the 11 types right there. So now let's talk about the people that is in this industry. Pretty much, what does really a digital marketer do? Digital marketers are pretty much in charge of driving brand awareness and lead generation through all the digital channels, both free and paid. There are, what the main thing here is that these channels can include social media, the company's own website, the search engine rankings, the email, display advertising, and the company's blog. That digital marketer, it could be you or somebody you hired, for example, usually will focus on a different key performance indicator, or what we call KPI, for each channel, so they can properly measure the company's performance across each one of them. A digital marketer who's in charge of SEO, for example, measures their website's organic traffic, of that traffic coming from website visitors who found a page of the business's website via a Google search, for example. Digital marketing is carried out across many marketing roles today. In small companies, one generalist, there's only one person, might own many of the digital marketing tactics described earlier on today. In larger companies, these tactics have multiple specialists and teams that will focus on these items. So you might have somebody who's in charge of Facebook, you might have somebody else in charge of LinkedIn, somebody else in charge of creating blogs and vlogs as well. But most of the time for smaller companies or for smaller brand or personal brand, you're everything. You're the brand. You're also doing digital marketing. You're also doing other things in the office as well, right? So we asked this question: is there a difference between inbound marketing and digital marketing? And which is it, right? So on the surface, the two, like I said earlier, seem similar. Both occur primarily online and both focus on creating digital content for people to consume. So what really is the difference? The term digital marketing doesn't differentiate between push and pull marketing tactics, or what we might now refer to as inbound and outbound methods. Both can still fall under the umbrella of digital marketing. Digital outbound tactics aim to put a marketing message directly in front of as many people as possible in the online space, regardless of whether it's relevant or welcomed. So, on the other hand, marketers who employ digital inbound tactics use online content to attract their target customers into their websites by providing assets that are helpful to them. One of the simplest yet most powerful inbound digital marketing asset is a blog, which allows your website to capitalize on the terms which your ideal customers are searching for. Ultimately, inbound marketing is a methodology that uses digital marketing assets to attract, engage, and delight customers online. Digital marketing, on the other hand, is simply an umbrella term to describe online marketing tactics of any kind, regardless of whether they're considered inbound or even outbound. Another question that gets asked a lot is, does digital marketing work for all businesses? Digital marketing can work for any business in any industry. Regardless of what your company sells, digital marketing still involves building out buyer personas to identify your audience's needs and creating valuable online content. However, that's not to say all businesses should implement a digital marketing strategy in the same way. Let's talk about what we call B2B digital marketing, or pretty much business to business digital marketing. If your company is a business to business or a B2B, your digital marketing efforts are likely to be centered around online lead generations, and with the end goal being for someone to speak to a salesperson. For that reason, the role of your marketing strategy is to attract and convert the highest quality leads for your salespeople via your website and supporting digital channels. Beyond your website, you will probably choose to focus your efforts on business-focused channels like LinkedIn, where your demographic is spending their time online, okay? So B2C, on the other hand, or business to consumer, depending on the price point of your products, it's likely that your goal of your digital marketing effort is to attract people to your website, to your store, whatever, and have them become customers without ever needing to speak to a salesperson. For that reason, you are probably less likely to focus on leads in their traditional sense and more likely to focus on building an accelerated buyer's journey from the moment someone lands on your website to the moment that they make a purchase. This will often mean your product features in your content higher up in the marketing funnel than it might be for a business to business type of a setup. And you might need to use stronger calls to action, or what we call CTAs. For business to consumer companies, or B2C, channels like Instagram and Pinterest and Facebook can often be more valuable than business-focused platforms like LinkedIn. So why is digital marketing important? Well, digital marketing helps you reach a larger audience than you could through traditional methods and target the prospects who are most likely to buy your product or services. Additionally, it's often more cost-effective than traditional advertising and enables you to measure success on a daily basis and pivot as you see fit. There are a few more benefits to digital marketing. So what I want to do is I want to be able to kind of dive into 4 of them right now, right? So here are the 4 of them. Number 1, you can target only the prospects most likely to purchase your product or service. If you place an advertisement on TV, in a magazine, or in a billboard, you have limited control over who's going to see that ad. Of course, you can measure certain demographics, including the magazine's typical readerships or the demographic of a certain neighborhood, but it's still largely a shot in the dark. Digital marketing, on the other hand, allows you to identify and target a highly specific audience and send that audience personalized, high-converting marketing messages. For instance, you might take advantage of a social media targeting feature to show social media ads to a certain audience based on variables such as age, gender, location, interests, networks, and behavior. Alternatively, you might use PPC or pay-per-clicks or SEO strategies to serve ads to users who've shown interest in your product or service, or who've searched specific keywords that relates to your industry. Ultimately, digital marketing enables you to conduct the research necessary to identify your buyer's persona and lets you refine your marketing strategy over time to ensure you're reaching prospects most likely to buy. Best of all, digital marketing helps you market to subgroups within your larger target audience. If you sell multiple products or services to different buyer personas, this is especially helpful. Number 2, it's more cost effective than traditional marketing methods. Think about that. Digital marketing enables you to track campaigns on a daily basis and decrease the amount of money you're spending on a certain channel. If it isn't demonstrating high ROI, the same can't be said for traditional forms of advertising. It doesn't matter how your billboard performs, it still costs the same, whether or not it converts for you. Plus, with digital marketing, you have complete control over where you choose to spend your money. Perhaps rather than paying for PPC campaigns, you choose to spend money on design software to create high-converting Instagram content. A digital marketing strategy allows you to continuously pivot, ensuring you're never wasting money on channels that don't perform well. A good example is if you work for a small business with a limited budget, you might try investing in social media, blogging, or SEO three strategies that can give you high ROI even with a minimal spend. Number 3 is digital marketing lets you outrank bigger players in your industry. If you work for a small business, it's likely difficult for you to compete with the major brands in your industry, many of which have millions of dollars to invest in television commercials or nationwide campaigns. Fortunately, there are plenty of opportunities to outrank the big players through strategic digital marketing initiatives. A good example, you might identify certain long-tail keywords that relate to your product or services and create a high-quality content to help you rank on search engines for those keywords. Search engines don't care which brand is biggest. Instead, search engines will prioritize content that resonates best with the target audience. In addition, social media enables you to reach new audiences through influencer marketing. I don't personally follow any big brands on social media, but I do follow influencers who will occasionally showcase products or services that they like. If you work for a small to medium-sized company, this could be a good avenue to actually consider. Now, moving on to number 4. Digital marketing is measurable. It is measurable, guys. Digital marketing can give you a comprehensive start-to-finish view of all metrics that might matter to your company, including impressions, shares, views, clicks, and also time on the page. Okay? This is one of the biggest benefits of digital marketing. While traditional advertising can be useful for certain goals, its biggest limitation is measurability. Unlike most offline marketing efforts, digital marketing allows marketers to see accurate results in real time. If you ever put an advertisement in a newspaper, you'll know how difficult it is to estimate how many people actually flipped to that page and paid attention to your ad. There is no surefire way to know if that ad was responsible for any sales at all. On the other hand, with digital marketing, you can measure the ROI of pretty much any aspect of your marketing efforts. So let's share with you guys just pretty much a few examples of these. Website traffic, for example. So within digital marketing, you can see the exact number of people who have viewed your website's homepage in real time by using digital analytics softwares available in marketing platforms like Google. You can also see how many pages they visited, what device they were using. Was it an iPhone or an Android phone? And also, where did they come from, among other things that you can see in the analytics. The intelligence helps you to prioritize which marketing channels to spend more or spend less time on. Based on the number of people those channels are driving to your website. For example, if only 10% of your traffic is coming from organic search, you know that probably you need to spend some time on SEO to increase that percentage. With offline marketing, it's very difficult to tell how many people are interacting with your brand before they have an interaction with a salesperson or make a purchase. With digital marketing, you can identify trends and patterns in people's behavior before they've reached the final stage in their buyer's journey, meaning you can make more informed decisions about how to attract them to your website right at the top of the marketing funnel. Let's talk about content performance and lead generation. Imagine you've created a product brochure and posted it through people's letterboxes. The brochure is a form of content. Of course, it's an offline content. The problem is that you have no idea how many people opened your brochure or how many people threw it, straight into the trash can. Now imagine you had that brochure on your website instead. You can measure exactly how many people viewed the page where it's hosted. And you can collect the contact details of those who downloaded it by using forms. Not only can you measure how many people are engaged with your content, but you're also generating qualified leads when people download it. Let's think about, what they call attribution modeling, an effective digital marketing strategy that is combined with the right tools and technologies allows you to trace all of your sales back to a consumer's first digital touch point with your business. We call this attribution modeling, and it allows you to identify trends on the way people research and buy your product, helping you to make more informed decisions about what parts of your marketing strategy deserve more attention and what parts of your sales cycle needs refining. Connecting the dots between marketing and sales is hugely important, according to the Aberdeen Group. Companies with strong sales and marketing alignment achieve a 20% annual growth rate. compared to a 4% decline in revenue for companies with poor alignment. If you can improve your customer's journey through the buying cycle by using digital technologies, then it's likely to reflect positively on your business's bottom line. Now, what are the types of digital content that you should be creating for your company? The kind of contents you create depends on your audience, really. What are their needs at different stages in the buyer's journey? You should start by creating buyer's persona or an avatar to identify what your audience's goals and challenges are in relation to your business. On a basic level, your online content should aim to help them meet these goals and overcome their challenges. Then, you'll need to think about when they're most likely to be ready to consume this content in relation to what stage they are at the buyer's journey. We call this content mapping. So, with content mapping, the goal is to target content according to, number one, the characteristic of that person who will be consuming it. That's where the buyer's persona kind of comes in. And number two, how close that person is to making that purchase. What's their life cycle? Where are they? In terms of the format of your content, there are a lot of different things to try. So here are some options I want to recommend to you on each stage of the buyer's journey. So on the awareness stage, for example, maybe you want to offer blog posts, infographics, or short videos, right? The blog post is great for increasing your organic traffic when paired with a strong SEO and keyword strategy. Infographics, it's very shareable, meaning they increase your chance of being found via social media when others share your content. Then you have your short videos. Again, these are very shareable and can help your brand get found by new audiences by hosting them on a platform like YouTube. Then let's talk about the consideration stage, right? So this is where you're going to use ebooks, research reports, and webinars. So like in webinars, for example, as they're more detailed, interactive form of video content rather than a short video, webinars are an effective consideration stage, format, as they offer more comprehensive content than a blog post, or a short video. Now let's go to the decision stage, okay? The decision stage, this is where you offer case studies and testimonials. For case studies, having a detailed case study on your website can be an effective form of content for those who are ready to make a purchasing decision, as it helps you positively influence their decision, right? You're showing how your product works. Now, your testimonials, for example, if case studies aren't a good fit for your business, having short testimonials around your website is a really good alternative, right? Just think about it. A lot of times things that you purchased was purchased by somebody else that gave it a good review. Maybe a friend, a family, your wife, your kids. And so that's why in the decision stage, you want to be able to make sure you have these products. So let's start talking about how on the digital marketing. How do you do digital marketing? Well, there's 7 things you need to do. Define your goals, number 1. Number 2, identify your target audience. Number 3, establish a budget for each digital channel. Number 4, strike a good balance between paid and free digital strategies. Number 5, optimize your digital assets for mobile. Number 6, conduct keyword research. And number 7, iterate based off the analytic you measured, right? You want to be able to understand that. So let's first start with number 1, which is define your goals. Okay. When you're first getting started with digital marketing, it's really critical that you start by identifying and defining your goals, since you'll craft your strategy differently depending on the goals that you create. For instance, if your goal is to increase brand awareness, you might want to pay more attention to reaching new audiences by social media. Alternatively, perhaps you want to increase sales on a specific product. If that's the case, it's more important you focus on SEO and optimizing content to get potential buyers on your website in the first place. Additionally, if sales is your goal, you might test out pay-per-click campaigns to drive traffic through paid ads, whether that's in Facebook, that's in Google, that's in LinkedIn, or Instagram. Whatever the case is, it's easiest to shape a digital marketing strategy after you've determined your company's biggest goals. Step 2 is identify your target audience, your avatar of your potential client. We've mentioned this before, right? But one of the biggest benefits of the digital marketing is the opportunity to target specific audiences. However, you can't take advantage of that benefit if you haven't first identified your target audience. Of course, it's important to note your target audience might vary depending on the channel or goals you have for a specific product or campaign. A good example is this. Perhaps you've noticed most of your Instagram audience is younger and prefers funny memes and quick videos. But your LinkedIn audience tends to be older professionals who are looking for more tactical advice. You'll want to vary your content to appeal to these different target audiences. Step 3, establish a budget for a digital channel. As with anything out there, the budget you determine really depends on what elements of digital marketing you're looking to add to your strategy. If you're focusing on inbound techniques like SEO, social media, and content creation for a pre-existing website, the good news is you don't need very much budget at all. With inbound marketing, the main focus is on creating high-quality content that your audience will want to consume, which unless you're planning to outsource the work, the only investment you'll need is your time. You can get started by hosting a website and creating content. For example, to implement PPC or pay-per-click using Google AdWords, you'll bid against other companies in your industry to appear at the top of Google searches results for the keywords that you're going for. Depending on the competitiveness of the keyword, this can be reasonably affordable or extremely expensive, which is why it's a good idea to focus building your organic reach as well, having pretty much an all-aspect attack. Number 4, or step 4, strike a good balance between paid and free digital strategies, okay? A digital marketing strategy likely needs both paid and free aspects to truly be effective. For instance, if you spend time building comprehensive buyer personas to identify the needs of your audience, and then you focus on creating quality online content to attract and convert them, then you're likely to see a strong results within the first 6 months despite minimal ad spend. However, if paid advertising is part of your digital strategy, then the results might come even quicker. Ultimately, it's recommended to focus on building your organic or your free reach using content, SEO, and social media for more long-term sustainable success. When in doubt, try both and iterate on the process as you learn which channels, paid or free, perform best for your brand. Step 5, or number 5, is optimize your digital assets for mobile. You must be mobile friendly. Another key component of digital marketing is mobile marketing. In fact, smartphone usage as a whole accounts for 69% of time spent consuming digital media in the US, while desktop-based digital marketing consumptions makes up less than half. And the US still isn't mobile's biggest fan compared to other countries. Think about the Philippines, for example. This means it's essential to optimize your digital ads, web pages, social media images, and other digital assets for mobile devices. If your company has a mobile app that ensures users to engage with your brand or shop your products, your app falls under the digital marketing umbrella as well. Those engaging with your company online via mobile devices need to have the same positive experience as they would on desktop. This means implementing a mobile-friendly or responsive website design to make browsing user-friendly for those on mobile devices. It might also mean reducing the length of your lead generation forms to create a hassle-free experience for people downloading your content on the go. As for your social media images, it's important to always have a mobile user in mind when creating them, as image dimensions are smaller on mobile devices and text can be cut off. There are lots of ways you can optimize your digital marketing assets for mobile users, and when implementing any digital marketing strategy, it's hugely important to consider how the experience will translate on mobile devices. By ensuring this is always front of mind, you'll be creating a digital experience that works for your audience and consequently achieve the results you're actually hoping for. There's a lot of websites that in desktop works well, but you probably have come across a couple websites that when you look into your phone, it's a shrunken version of the other website where you can't barely read it and you have to zoom in. So newer websites nowadays, if you invest into a good company to create your website, it must be mobile friendly. And this works a lot with pretty much almost any website builder. But to be honest, guys, I always prefer WordPress as a base for a website design. So step 6, or number 6, you need to be able to do conducting keyword searches, right? Digital marketing is all about reaching targeted audiences through personalized content, all of which can't happen without effective keyword research. Conducting keyword research is critical for optimizing your website and content for SEO and ensuring people can find your business through search engines. Additionally, social media keyword search can be helpful for marketing your products or services in a variety of different social channels as well. Even if you don't have a full-time SEO strategist, you'll still want to conduct keyword research. Try creating a list of high-performing keywords that relate to your products or services, and consider long-tail variations for added opportunities. Now, the last one, which is number 7, is iterate based off analytics you measure. Finally, to create an effective digital marketing strategy for the long term, it is vital for your team, for your company, for yourself to learn how to pivot based off analytics. For instance, perhaps a couple of months you find your audience isn't as interested in your content on Instagram anymore, but they love what you're creating on Twitter. Sure, this might be an opportunity to re-examine your Instagram strategy as a whole, but it might also be a sign that your audience prefers a different channel to consume brand content. Alternatively, perhaps you find an older web page isn't getting the traffic it used to. You might consider updating the page or getting rid of it entirely to ensure visitors are finding the freshest, most relevant content for their needs. Digital marketing provides businesses, companies, and personal brands with an incredible, flexible opportunity to growth. But it's up to you to take advantage of them. So that right there, my friends, is pretty much the who, the what, the why, and the how of digital marketing. So I hope that this content that we shared with you guys, this quick webinar presentation, kind of gives you guys ideas on what you need to do for your company. If you have any questions, please do not forget to comment down below, to ask us a question. We definitely want to be able to help you guys out with your digital marketing strategies. I hope maybe watching this video, you can figure out on your own to do things and work through that, learn things, discover things, research things. But if you just want to be able to bring in somebody to work with your team, go ahead and contact us. That's what we're here for. Our goal is to be able to provide you guys assistance and help you with your digital marketing strategies to help your company grow. First of all, once again, thank you so much, guys. Always understand that marketing is easy when you know what you're doing.